Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Union, 7 Keys to a Healthy Twin Flame Journey. All of my books are available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thank you for giving video a thumbs up. I do tarot readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings, twin flame, romance, general readings, life path and purpose. You can book it at my website, michellefondinauthor.com. Welcome to Twin Flame Guidance, where I guide you on a twin flame topic. And today's topic is, when you doubt your twin flame journey, look to the newbie twin flame experience. So this came to me when talking to a twin flame newbie. There you go. In my one-on-one sessions, I often get the opportunity to speak with those who are relatively new on the twin flame journey. And because I have that opportunity, it gives me a whole other perspective that I would like to share with you today. So if you are interested, please do stay tuned. Okay, so when you begin to doubt your own twin flame journey, this can often happen as you advance on your twin flame journey, whether you've been on the twin flame journey for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, or 20 years, somewhere along that time frame, you begin to have doubts about the experiences that you had when you embarked upon your twin flame journey. Now, the reasons why we happen to have these doubts is because in twin flame separation, or when your twin flame rejects you or blocks you or ghosts you, or they're nowhere to be found for a year, 2 years, 3 years or more, you really begin to question yourself and your experience. And sometimes you may even ask yourself, did I make the whole thing up? Did I invent this? Is it a construct of my own mind? Is it something that I just fabricated, or I saw a YouTube video and then I said, this is my journey? Don't worry if that has happened to you, because that's happened to the best of us. I know so many clients of mine who have gone through this process of doubting, is this experience real? Is this twin flame journey really real? Am I really on this twin flame journey? Because even though it was really strong in the beginning, I'm not seeing any results, or I'm not seeing the fruits of my labors, if you will. If your soul chose to be on the twin flame path in this lifetime, it's that you're meant to be on the twin flame path in this lifetime. And there could be many reasons why your soul chose this path. Now, in previous videos and in both of my books, I talk about integration of the soul. I talk about the soul's journey, the soul's path, finding your twin soul for the purpose of living out a life mission together, the soul integration, unconditional love. I've talked about all of these concepts. So whatever the purpose that your soul chose to have in this lifetime, when it comes to the twin flame journey, whether it's about your own spiritual growth or the relationship with your twin flame, or you having to learn unconditional love for yourself first, unconditional acceptance of your journey, of your life, what's unfolding before you, and perhaps even a sense of acceptance for this other person that has triggered you, that has shown you your own faults and insecurities by mirroring you. There are many reasons why our soul chooses this journey. There isn't any singular reason, but the reasons are always there. Now, a lot of people have asked me, are all twin flames destined to be together in the physical, in the 3D, in this lifetime. The messages that I've received is that most will be, but some won't be. Some will wait until the next lifetime because their journey is still unfolding. And so there isn't any 100% guarantee because we all have free will. But there's a probability curve that your twin flame in some way, shape, or form will be in your life at some point in this lifetime. Whether they're your best friend or a lover or a husband or wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend, that's up for debate because everyone's going to interpret this in a very different way. But if you're having these really huge doubts and you're like, I don't know if I just made this all up, go back to what it was like to be a twin flame newbie. And the twin flame newbie, for about 90 to 95% of the clients that I teach and coach, they had no notion of twin flames prior to being on the twin flame journey. They did not know the word, the terminology. They didn't know the concept. They had no clue what was going on. Now, oftentimes the signs, synchronicities, and the symptoms of being a twin flame for these clients had been going on for 6 months up to several years prior to even hearing the term twin flame. And if you've studied the 14 signs in my 14 signs video, and I'll post that right here, then you know that a lot of these signs are coming to you very spontaneously. And sometimes you have no idea really what is going on. And so a lot of the signs for a twin flame newbie might be this magnetic attraction to this person, and I cannot explain it. It has never happened to me before. It's never happened since, and this person's not even my type. Like that might be one of the signs or synchronicities. And so the newbie, the twin flame newbie, is living through this. I am attracted to this person. I'm drawn to this person. I can't explain it, but it's like a magnet. And I'm not normally attracted to this type, or it was not a great situation, whereas it may have been a forbidden romance where there was a work situation, or maybe you're married or the other person's married, or both of you guys are married. So oftentimes there's just not an ideal situation for this. Another sign is seeing signs, seeing signs and synchronicities, and running into that person, for example. And so a lot of twin flame newbies will talk about signs and synchronicities or happenstance meetings with this person, and they just can't explain it. They don't understand why this person keeps showing up in their life, and it's then that they begin to search for answers. So oftentimes for a twin flame newbie, it's so many things happening at once on repetition. So you might have had the heart chakra activation when you're near them. There might have been a soul recognition where your whole body is just like tingling with a recognition of this other person's soul. There might have been the eye gazing. There might have been lucid dreaming about this person, even though you don't know them. Maybe you know them as an acquaintance, or maybe they work in your office and you've seen them, but you've never really spoken to them. And so oftentimes for a twin flame newbie, of course, and if you think back to your journey, it's all of those things happening at once and for weeks at a time or months at a time, you might not have any idea what is going on. Now, another thing for the twin flame newbie is that they don't quite understand what they're experiencing, but they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are experiencing it. They can't put a label to it, they can't put a name to it, but they do know that they are having this experience that they cannot possibly explain. So when you think back to your journey, think back to all of the things that may have happened, the signs, the synchronicities, the symptoms that may have happened that you knew absolutely that were happening. You just could not put a label to it. You could not put a name to it because you didn't know about twin flames. And so when we really focus on being a twin flame newbie, being immersed in the experience, an experience that you didn't ask for about 90 to 95% of you did not ask for it, you couldn't explain it, you didn't have a name for it, and you were just, after a while, you were searching for answers. And so you looked for answers. And oftentimes, one of the questions I really like to ask new clients is, how did you find me? And sometimes it's through YouTube, sometimes it's through my book. And then when I ask them, how did you find out about the concept of twin flames? Because if you don't have a name for it, or you've never heard of the term, then how are you gonna know what you're looking for, right? It's like you have all this stuff going on, but you don't really know what you're looking for. And a lot of times a client will say, well, I looked up soulmates, or I looked up a very strong magnetic connection, or I looked up can't stop thinking about this person, or I looked up unbelievable attraction to someone that you can't explain. And so there are all these things that newbie clients tend to look up, and going down the rabbit hole, they tend to find twin flame. And oftentimes if they find one of my videos, especially the 14 signs videos, then that's when things start to click and they start to make sense. Then the unfolding of the journey really makes more sense even when it doesn't make sense. And so that's how they find things out about twin flames. Now, the thing that we often encounter when we're experiencing a lot of doubt on the twin flame journey, especially if you've been in separation for like days, weeks, months, and years, is that you begin to think, I probably made this experience up. It probably just was a fabrication of my imagination, or I was influenced by watching twin flame videos and then I was led to believe that I'm actually a twin flame. But if you think about what happened before you even heard the word twin flame, or before you ever saw your first twin flame video, and go back to that newbie state, the newbie state of everything happening. And if you can really match up a lot of the signs and synchronicities happening when you did not know what was going on, and that has never happened to you before, and it's never happened to you since then rest assured you can have renewed faith in your twin flame journey. In my Twin Flame Bootcamp number 1, called the Divine Feminine Twin Flame Bootcamp, I have an exercise that I do in one of the modules that takes you back to the genesis of your twin flame journey. And then it takes you even further backward into the signs and synchronicities in your own life that led up to meeting your twin flame. So if you are interested in taking that self-directed course called the Divine Feminine Twin Flame Bootcamp number 1, go ahead, the link is below. You can start that on demand, but doing exercises like that are really super helpful to help you navigate your twin flame journey, whether this is just your spiritual journey, whether it's about soul integration, whether it's about learning unconditional love, or whether it's about coming together in the 3D physical world with your twin flame. Whatever the purpose of it is, know that your soul chose this for a reason. So I hope this was helpful, twin flame. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other twin flames. Thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy one of my 11 published books. You can join a Twin Flame Bootcamp or my meditation course. I also do group coaching through Patreon. All the links are below. And I will see you in the next video.